We are live. We're live,
Guys,
Danny. This is going to be super interesting for me. Hopefully, for the ones joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining for this LinkedIn Live, this Structsales Live. I should say on LinkedIn. The ones who've been following us know that we do a lot of these on different topics. Almost every single topic has to do with HubSpot, obviously, because that's what we do. We help clients onboard and get the most out of HubSpot, and we help people use AI and smart features to not be forced to recruit a lot of people, but still do their work. Today's live has a lot to do with automation, AI, and I was inviting somebody, and I was thinking, like, why not bring somebody who's spoken to a lot of clients? And this is Danny from HubSpot. So I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to introduce yourself very shortly, and then we'll basically jump into how we can grow revenue in 2025 using HubSpot with all the features and functionalities and smart ways of working.
guys, cheers, Oliver. Great little intro there. But yeah, just a quick overview on myself. I've been working with small to medium-sized businesses in the Nordic region. Typically, I focus very top of funnel. How can we get you more leads to your website, more visitors, and then converting them through automation and driving them into your sales funnel? I'm all about creating automatic automation funnels to ensure that your leads get a personalized, informed experience, and then they're ready to pass over to your sales team, and then for your sales team to take over and convert them into your business. And I'm really looking forward to talking to everyone today and answering any questions you may have.
Exactly. We're going to have a Q&A at the end, 5 to 10 minutes. If you have any questions, please do put them in the chat. Do also introduce yourself, like who you are and which company you're from, what you're doing on a daily basis, and anything you can put in there. What are you expecting to get from this live? We are going to hone in on and focus very much on the marketing hub in HubSpot, which is specifically for small businesses and mid-sized business, for everybody. But if you don't have the money, if you don't have the resources to recruit a lot of people to do your marketing, there is actually a tool out there which you can use to save a lot of time. I'm not saying that it might not replace every single marketer in every single company, but it's going to save you a lot of time by doing stuff that you might be doing manually today, but you can do it in a much smarter way. So let's jump directly into this. And Danny, like, if I were to ask you, like, what's the normal case you find and what is the most beneficial parts?
Yeah, for me, like with HubSpot, the marketing hub was the first hub that we ever created. And for me, to this day, it's still our most powerful hub. And it's still the hub that you can see the quickest time to value as a small to medium business. That is because, as I said, like with the capabilities today, especially with our improvements in AI, we have the full ability to ensure that your leads are getting an automated and personalized flow into your company. So you're gently bringing them down the funnel to ensure that you're nurturing them. And then when they're ready, when they're showing these buyer intent signals, then you can reach out the old school way, as I like to call it, human to human, getting in touch. And there's so much more informed that you can actually save so much time because you're only dealing with people who are ready to purchase for you.
Yeah, and what I think that most people who haven't really tried out Breeze, like there are agents, there are ways of doing stuff with the help of AI. There is content repurposing thing, which means that you can use a really good content piece and you can break it down into a lot of different things. Again, we're working in a smart way. Many of the clients we work with are small and mid-sized businesses. Like if you're a CEO, you have maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 people in your team or 10 or 15. Like, how are you going to grow your business without having, you might not have the money to recruit. What would be the first thing you would recommend? Let's say a CEO who wants to grow business using marketing.
Yeah, for me, it really goes down, as always, to the bottom line. Like when I talk to decision makers, CEOs, I always just ask them what their total addressable market is. What percentage of that market currently are they going after? Are they targeting? Are they actually having conversations with? And typically when you don't have a HubSpot or a system like HubSpot that integrates absolutely everything, typically they're only hitting maybe 2 or 3% of that total addressable market. And for me, that just like screams opportunity to me because they have 97% of those leads in their buyers who they're not communicating. And with HubSpot and with the automation, this is where the real power lies because we can actually go after them. And it's all about the long game with HubSpot. Obviously, you see quick wins, but to get to that 97%, it's little by little, month on month to ensure that every prospect in their total addressable market, they're going to know who the company is. They're going to know what they do, their value proposition, their pricing, absolutely everything. So I think that's where it really comes down to.
And here's a nugget for everybody listening and viewing this one. There is something called intent. Give us a few pointers on what is intent. You just mentioned total addressable market, intent, the segmentation. Give us. I think a lot of the viewers who haven't really tried marketing, which is the hub, they might not know about intent, which is it's a game changer.
It's amazing. So basically, what it does, it gives you a score of 1 to 100 of how likely this lead is going to buy for you. So one is being extremely low, 100 is going to be extremely high, they're red hot. Basically, that's all it is. But it's based on the interaction they've had with your content, with your website, and all the marketing materials that you put out. So it just ensures that it gives CEOs, it gives marketing departments the ability to see who should we focus on and what content should we provide the people who are 80, 90, and what content should we give to the people who are very low.
Just to fill in, what you can do in-house, you set up like your total addressable market. You can find out using Breeze, which is like the data part of HubSpot, which is really good. It wasn't that good a couple of years ago. Even in the Nordic market, I would say, where we are active, it was not really good 2-3 years ago. Today it is. It's really good. So it's populating every field and every information in HubSpot with correct information, meaning that you could define your total addressable market. You can see which company from that market is actually browsing on your website, even anonymously, if you don't know anything more than the company. And you can then choose to only see the ones in your TAM, your total addressable market, or you can do a more standard overview. But it's going to give you like these companies that have actually been looking at these and these pages on your website, which is really cool. The thing is, we only have 30 minutes in total. So let's check all the features and features leading to value for clients. Let's talk about the big one. Let's talk about Breeze as a whole. What is Breeze? Why should anyone care?
Oh, what a question. I could spend 60 minutes answering this one.
Yeah, I know.
But no, Breeze is a game changer. AI is the buzzword of the year. It's going to be the buzzword of the next 5 years. But for actual AI tools that work, you need Breeze. It's like having 2 or 3 extra employees working for you that don't sleep, that work 24/7, and that don't get sick, and actually give you valuable insights and action.
Yeah. And then there are agents. We have the content agent. Talk to me about the agents. What are they? Could you do they do all the work for all the marketing people? Do we not need them anymore?
Yeah. Agents is your new best friend. So basically, let's say you're a social media manager, if you're doing your content strategy for the month. 6 months ago, 7 months ago, you'd have to do that all manually. Now you'll have your content agent who'll be like, hey, Danny, here are 10 types of posts that I'd recommend based on your content, based on your audience, that will perform well. There's 10. You will have to go in, you might have to edit 1 or 2 things, but in the space of an hour, you could have your content strategy for your full month based on the work with the agents.
I think it's like when you log in and have a look at like for the content repurposing thing, you have a tree structure, a traditional workflow view. So you can have a content piece and then you can break it down into social media posts, ads, email copy, anything basically content related you can do. But then you can also go in and, hey, you can use this. Everybody might not know that there is obviously a AI behind everything. So ChatGPT, but there is also SEMrush for the marketers listening who love SEO and optimizing the website. So it's not a HubSpot build something like during a weekend thing. It is SEMrush, almost 100% fully functional. Let's say 80. But that is super powerful. So by combining your content strategy, your content pillars with an SEO tool, which is probably one of the best in the world, with ChatGPT, with everything, so you can prompt and you can build images by prompting, you can like tonality, what is the tone of voice of my company? How do I want to be perceived, like a bit more happily, more seriously, whatever you want to do. It's most of you probably have used ChatGPT, so same kind of thing, but it's all in the same place. It's all built in the same place. And this is, for me, the companies, clients we've been working with, it's safe, it's totally crazy. And as a sales guy, I still define myself as a sales guy, even though I have a company and I'm leading this company. It saves me a lot of time. It's a game changer. You don't need, you need to probably use a half-time marketer to do stuff where you needed a couple of them like years ago.
Absolutely. I think the big benefit for me is obviously I love small, medium-sized businesses. They're the power of every economy. But for me, the real beauty as an overview of HubSpot is business owners, CEOs, what they need to focus on is their customers and growth. They don't need to be specialists in AI, deep learning systems. That's just going to take them away from driving business. And that's where HubSpot comes in because it's all within one place. As you said, we have the brand tonality. You can set up your ideal customer profile. So you can actually ask the system, be like, hey, I'm going after this target account. Will you create content for me, marketing content and sales content to ensure it's optimized for them specifically?
And this is the thing, like for the ones of you who haven't seen me or been following my company, we're all about growth. What we do is something we call growth as a service. We target C-level decision makers. It could be marketing, could be sales, could be like the CEO, could be investors, board members, but everything has to do, in my world, I've been doing this for 11 years as a partner. Like we eventually reached Diamond, which is for a pretty small company. We're like 8-9 people, but we're bringing Diamond experience to small and mid-sized. Like our competitors or colleagues in the industry, they work with corporate clients. Corporate clients, all good. It's not for us. We're not going to be doing business with 3,000-4,000 people companies. That doesn't make me happy for several different reasons. I used to work in that industry and in that size of companies for many years. I want to have, like you, Danny, quick growth, things happening all the time. We don't have time to build a content plan 3 months, recruiting a lot of people, bringing consultants to think, and then nothing happens. You need to be, as a CEO, on a Friday evening with whatever you're drinking, wine or water or beer or whatever it is. You just build a content plan and you send out some marketing stuff, which convert into sales meetings. That's what you want to do in a small business. You don't have time for the other things. And this is where HubSpot and marketing and Breeze is a game changer. Because normally when I speak to CEOs and decision makers, they're like, and it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. They don't want to talk about marketing. They want to close deals. They want to talk about selling. We don't have time to do marketing. This is putting two worlds into one. You can do marketing, but you can do it very efficiently, and it doesn't take time, and it will give you qualified leads and eventually meetings and businesses.
Exactly. And I think when we look at like where can AI really bring value and where can it enhance growth, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Is like selling's never going to change. Not in my eyes. No. We love the human connection. You need to see someone on the other side of Zoom, other side of the meeting to make that deal. So I think AI won't replace that, but where AI can really help you grow is to get you more meetings, to get you more Zoom calls, more face-to-face meetings, and to ensure those meetings, they're fully qualified. The person ahead of you is nurtured, he's informed, and they're ready to buy or learn more about your companies. And I think that little segment there for small business is so important. That the CEO will still be doing face-to-face, but we'll be running into the background to address that total addressable market.
Exactly. And when you talk about target accounts, when you talk about your ideal customer profile, your total addressable market, when you talk about how to sell and close meetings and deals, that's all about business development and selling. And of course, like if you're a 3,000 employee company, you might use Breeze and Marketing Plus and marketing in a different way. then you would have these departments doing strategy work, and there's a good fit there as well. But if you want to run fast, you want to do things on the fly, which most of our clients want to do, if they're owners or heavily invested in the company's growth, this is what they want to do. They want to get as quickly as possible to a meeting, to a potential deal and close business. And it needs to be happening pretty fast because things are changing every single day. So I'm surprised when I sit down sometimes with CEOs and decision makers in small and mid-sized companies, and they end up loving marketing. That's totally crazy for me. Like for me, it's when I talk to marketing people, it's they don't understand us. They're very short-sighted, and we have a strategy and long-term thinking. That's all good, but like in a small company, and this is what happens when you have AI agents. Like you can do a prospecting agent, you can do a content agent, you can build it from your tone of voice. Launch a podcast from within HubSpot. You can launch a podcast from within HubSpot. You can do all of these things. Crazy. Yeah, I might be a bit biased here, but I'm all good for that. I think that like the marketing part of HubSpot for small and mid-sized businesses, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And just to touch on that as well, with the podcast, it just kind of brought thoughts to my mind is like the ability to translate from English to any Nordic language within 60 seconds. So think about this. You can ask the system to create a blog post in, let's say, English. It'll create that within 60 seconds. And then you go away, have your cup of coffee, come back. That blog post will be available in 3 more languages, which is outrageous.
And the thing is, I know what people might be thinking. Oh, yeah, it's not that easy. We've all seen AI with the exclamation marks and the checkboxes and all the like exaggerated wording and amazing here and amazing there. This is not what we're saying. Like, let AI do 80% of the work, and then you add your 20% of your personal touch. This is when it gets really cool because instead of investing 100% of your time, you do 20%. It's the 80-20 rule, as always. Like you do 20%, which makes it, apart from the tone of voice you already prompted HubSpot to use, and all the content you've fed it with, apart from that, you use 20% to do it personalized. And then it actually is a game changer. And it's not all automation like everybody else. So we actually have a few questions. I'm thinking we have 9 minutes left. Let's pull up a few questions there. So the first one is, how can small and medium businesses balance automation and personalization without losing the authentic brand voice? That was basically what I was touching on. Do you have anything to add on that? What should you think about when you're doing this?
I have an amazing use case from one of my customers who I just find it amazing. So with the content remix, as we said, you can turn one blog post into, let's say, 10 different blog posts. So what this customer did was use one of his existing blog posts from 2 years ago, pull it into the content remix, so it's in his brand voice, and then from there, created 4 different blog posts. So in total, it's 6 different blog posts, and then he sent them out and A/B tested each blog post, and then automatically after 2 weeks, whichever one's performing the best, HubSpot can automatically send that one out. So this is just one use case of how to keep the human brand voice, but also to leverage automation to ensure that you're using the best content possible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we have another one from Maida, and the question is, can you give me some examples on how clients work with HubSpot with multiple modules? For example, from marketing to sales, follow-up, customer experience management. Thank you for a good meeting energy. Thank you as well. You bring this out of us, the attendances. So Danny, marketing, sales, customer success, like use case.
So I know we're focused on marketing and top of funnel for today, and like the end goal of HubSpot and the true power of HubSpot, like further down the line, is you have one single platform where you can see the first touch point of a lead all the way down to once they become a customer, after sales, how happy they are, any issues they're actually having. And you can see a one view. So the marketing team can see exactly what's happening, and also the service team can see exactly what's happening. So it's just a one centralized view of the entire customer journey. So this enables to ensure you can cross-sell, you can get ahead of any churn, you can see for any referrals. It's absolutely amazing. And you're not moving between different tasks. And I think with the rise of AI, the ability to have one centralized data source ensures that you have a great power to grow.
And to add to that, and especially for small and mid-sized businesses, it's if you were asked me to put together a sales pitch in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, I would say 360 customer journey, all data in one place. Everybody sees the same information on a company card, on a deal card, on a contact card, in the reports. Why should you even try to do MailChimp and do Intercom and then you have another CRM? It's crazy. We want to save time. We don't want to add time to what we're doing. We want to save time. So that's a really good example. Another one, what's the most underrated workflow feature in HubSpot that you think more businesses should be taking advantage of but aren't?
Any thoughts
Do you
on
have
this
any?
one? Depends on the
Workflow.
industry. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one.
No, I would say I can't really pick one singular, but the fact the most badly used workflow is to build a bunch of them and automate everything without having a thought behind it. So when you're using workflows, you want to save time. Again, you want to make it efficient, but you can use workflows for internal data cleaning, internal communication. You can send obviously emails, you can tag people, you can change ownerships of accounts. Anything you're doing manually today, you tell HubSpot that I want to do this automatically instead. And that's another thing. When you build workflows, you can use Breeze. You can actually talk to HubSpot and it'll build a workflow for you. You don't need to click through 15 steps. You just ask a question or tell HubSpot what to do. And it's pretty accurate. And then you need to adjust maybe a few small things.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure.
So another one before we still have 5 minutes. If I start using HubSpot marketing today, what should I focus on first to see the fastest and most effective results? This is from John. This is a good question.
For me, I always tell new customers coming, the most important step in your HubSpot journey is once you sign up to Marketing Hub Pro, is close your laptop, get your team in a meeting room, get a whiteboard and map out your entire lead funnel, your customer journey, the exact steps, then get your laptop and then work with a partner and create that through automations and workflow. But that hour, 2 hours offline mapping out, once you hit that, we'll take care of everything else.
I cannot emphasize enough on what you just said. When we help clients to get the most out of HubSpot, that's always where we start, because we know after 11 years supporting clients with setting up HubSpot as a platform, as a growth enabler, we know that you can do things in 7, 8, 9, 10 different ways. Like, I want to go from here to here. Can we do this? Yes, in 8 different ways. Which one should we help you with? And we know because we've been doing this for so long. So whiteboard, I'm a sales guy. My DNA is selling. I love whiteboards. When you have a meeting with a client, you give them the pen and they start doing stuff on the whiteboard. You're having a conversation. You're not having a sales meeting. So if we do this internally, you can do it yourself. So you can use somebody like ourselves as well. It's a totally different thing because you can visualize. And then when you've visualized it, then you can build it. But then you can still see it visualized in HubSpot, but it's a totally different thing to do it on a whiteboard. Totally agree.
Absolutely. And just to end on this point here is, like, I talk to a lot of CEOs who are doing so well in their business, generating great revenue, and then they're not doing any automation whatsoever. And I'm like, guys, if we could add literally just 2 or 3 steps of automation, what would this impact your bottom line? Never mind 20 steps of automation, which we'll get to in 6 months. But those 2 steps of automation is those supercharged revenue.
Before we end, we have a couple of minutes, and I'm just going to end with a nugget or two for the ones of you still viewing and listening. If I'm a marketer and I want to invest in HubSpot, I see all the value. Do you have any ideas, any tips on how to sell this to the CEO so that he or she actually gets it?
Yeah. Hey, really good question. I think it comes down to the bottom line. Obviously, return on investment. With the automation, think about how many more meetings you can get booked, how many more qualified leads, how many new customers you can get with this. With that information, then it's a no-brainer to buy HubSpot. Literally is a no-brainer.
Totally agree. Before we end, we have another minute. Before we end, then, anyone who's been feeling this is really interesting, this is something I would like to look at more in detail, either reach out to Danny on LinkedIn or reach out to me. We do a lot of things together, Danny and myself and my team. We help clients to maximize the investment in HubSpot. So if you're looking for somebody who knows everything about the tool, who's been selling for many years and knows this, talk to Danny if you want to talk pricing, licenses, packages, everything. We do work together, but still, like, that's the HubSpot side. If you want to have a partner, somebody who can help you to sell this to C-level, to the management team, somebody who can help you grow and not just set up free workflows and build a landing page, to be honest, go to structsales.se, have a look at what we're talking. We're pretty direct on what we're doing and which kind of clients we want to work with. So have a look there and get in touch with us, either myself or Danny. Happy that you joined today and looking forward to the next one as well. And yeah, any final remarks or anything to add, Danny, before we end this live?
No, just thanks everyone for the energy, for the questions, and yeah, have a good Thursday.
All right. Thank you.